Hi Pisces, welcome to Earth Wisdom Fire Tarot. This is going to be your 2020 forecast looking at the major lessons you may be learning this year, what energies you may be moving through. But this is a general reading, so it won't apply to everyone, so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And, this could be for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or however you want to use these readings, it's up to you. Um, and if you want to get a personal version of this reading, you can find that information down below in the description box, or you can visit me at earthwisdomfire.com. So yeah, I pulled some cards from the Tantric Dakini Oracle to get us started, and I've been like meditating on these energies and just like, whoa, this is powerful. The first card out is the threefold riddle card, which talks about you really doing some very, very deep thinking and introspection. And I don't think you even understand the questions that you're asking, or you're not even really concerned with the answers to the questions that you're asking. It's just this act of questioning your reality, questioning everything that you've known, and really trying to get to the heart of some sort of major yearning for knowledge. And I feel like this 31 just passing through is really interesting too, because um, it just feels like not really wanting to be um, put in any kind of box. You don't want to be sort of shuffled into some sort of role. So I feel like both of these cards talk about you being maybe caught between two worlds or two cycles, one where, you kind of understood where you fit in because you had like a prescribed role. Another option where you can just be a free spirit and do your own thing and you don't have to follow any kind of rules. And it's interesting because the last card is 04. It's the hot seat, which, relates to the emperor in the traditional tarot. And I feel like, you know, even though you're kind of resisting responsibility or resisting any sort of authority, you're being kind of thrust into that role anyway. So it's almost like you're being called to step up and lead, and you're kind of resisting it. You don't really want to go in that direction. Maybe that's what 2019 was for you, was like a lot of resistance to stepping up and taking responsibility. But I feel like the hot seat is inevitable. Like you're being thrust into it, you're being thrust into your mission. You're being forced to sort of make, definitive decisions and to sort of have some sort of structure, to whatever um having some kind of structure to your life or to your reality, whatever that means for you. It's very like murky energy. um it could be applied in so many different ways. So that's what I got so far. So let's look at what you're leaving behind in 2019. Okay, so bottom of the deck is actually your card in reverse, and I'm not reading reversals. That's interesting. So I'll keep it there because it's interesting. You have the Hangman in reverse, bottom of the deck. So I feel like, again, I think that you kind of just wanted to kind of float through life or float through whatever sort of circumstance or situation you found yourself in. You didn't want to have to take it too seriously, because I think that you just kind of see the cosmic joke in all of it and trying to take any of it too seriously. And just when I said that, like, got all these crown chakra tingles. So yeah, I feel like that's what this is about. And I feel like there's enlightenment in that, there's like wisdom in that. And I feel like, you taking a more active role and not being as passive in your life is actually really powerful. You have the God of Wands. So in some ways in 2019 you really did step up. You started working towards that Emperor energy of just like, and the God of Wands, is contained in that Emperor energy, and it's the part that is really determined and really cool with like blazing a new trail, blazing a new path, doing new things, trying new things, being adventurous. So I think that 2019 brought a lot of change for you and a lot of excitement where it didn't really exist before. And with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you really threw yourself into some very like rewarding work and good work. And the Three of Pentacles is about like building something solid and lasting with other people. So you may have started um, on a new path. You could be on mission, or you could be doing another job that, makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And with the Six of Swords, I feel like you moved on from a lot of self-destructive behaviors. And it's almost like this work energy with the Three of Pentacles and the God of Wands energy really kept you focused on what's most important instead of like distracting yourself or overindulging in things that are toxic for you. So that's really powerful altogether. Let's look at what's happening in early 2020. Wow. So we have the Goddess of Swords. So I feel like this is you really being able to take in information from your environment in like a really healthy way. And I want to say even like a grounded way, even though it's not like the Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting that like the way you kind of approach reality before, it was like almost like too much of a hands off type of energy, but this is like coming closer and closer into like a healthy balance of, relating to reality, relating to other people through communication. I feel like you're really listening closely. You're listening much better than you have before, and through that you're getting a lot of really valuable information. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like a lot of things are going to go your way where there were maybe like struggles before. There may have been like a lot of obstacles, or you may have found yourself kind of um making like horizontal progress instead of like more linear progress, or like I don't know, like maybe feel like you were going backwards even. It could be that as well. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with your healing journey, because you have the Eight of Cups here. So I feel like you are dumping a lot of emotional baggage and breaking free of a karmic cycle. So if you have been, especially if this is relating to a relationship, which it definitely could, because you also have the Six of Cups here. If there was a relationship where you really invested a lot emotionally, if it really kind of had you going in circles, or there's a lot of back and forth, there's a lot of difficulty emotionally or romantically, um, I think that you're getting kind of fed up, and you're getting to a point where you're realizing that it's not worth it and that something is missing there. And by making that decision to move on, you're opening up space, for somebody possibly from your past in this lifetime, but it could be from a past lifetime, who actually, is able to have a harmonious connection with you. So I feel like in some ways, like you're moving forward, in some ways you're moving back, but it's all positive, it's all good. And I feel like the Six of Cups energy is a feeling of coming home to somebody, coming home to an emotional connection, you know, that feels healthy, that feels right, that feels balanced and harmonious. I feel like whatever you're moving on from in this Three of Cups, it was like you were at the bottom of this wheel here where you felt like you just could not win. And it just felt like there was this huge weight on you that you couldn't lift, or there was this huge addiction that you couldn't break, or something like that. And it feels like you've gotten through that. You've moved through it. You've moved past it. And, you know, let's look at what's going on in later 2020. But I definitely feel like you're moving in the right direction. Wow, just flew across that. Okay, beautiful. So bottom of the deck is the Supreme. So this is like past the world. This is sort of like all the energies kind of at once. Feeling like you're on top of the world, or like feeling like you're somewhere outside of time. So I think that's the kind of, you know, that's what you're kind of chasing with this energy, with this riddle and just passing through energy. I think that you were really trying to see the truth for what it is, and you knew that it wasn't a simple answer, um, or that it wasn't going to be an easy sort of yes or no. You know, you kind of understood that some truth can't really be put into words. It's an energy. And I feel like the Supreme is you really being deeply in touch with that energy of just like, you know, whatever is beyond um our conscious understanding, you know, as humans, or like what our ego, like the limitations of our ego. So I feel like with this Eight of Pentacles, you're really going to focus on self-mastery and mastering your craft. And really, this could be related to creativity, it could be related to a job or a business or work. But whatever this is, it's a very like serious, focused energy. And it's the first time I'm really like, you know, seeing that here since the hot seat energy. It just feels very like dedicated and steady work, you know? And with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like you are going to be asked to give up some sort of material comforts, or you may have to sort of separate yourself from certain people in your life, certain energies that are draining you and that aren't worthy, you know, of where you're headed, that may be holding you back, or maybe, you know, um, keeping you small. So with the Son of Cups, I feel like you're going to really embrace, you know, who you are. And, you know, there is an element of romanticism to this energy. There is an element of like fantasy and illusion, but kind of dreaming and imagining your reality is a real tangible way to create and to move through your reality. So I feel like you're kind of just accepting who you are and your gifts and your strengths. And because of that, you're going to be getting what you want with the Star. You are going to have to be patient, and you are going to have to trust in the natural cycles of everything. And you are going to have to take your healing very seriously. It's not like, you know, the early part of the year, it does feel like you're getting some sort of healing, some sort of space or something painful, but it doesn't mean that your healing journey is over. It's never really over. It just evolves as you evolve. And I feel like where you're headed the later part of the year, especially, I just really love these two energies together, the Star and the Supreme. It's just like you're really reaching for the stars. Like the sky is the limit, and you're not buying into any sort of limitations anymore. Like your faith in the divine is rock solid. And um, whatever you're being forced to give up is just making space, just making room for what is really truly meant for you. So let's look at your love life in 2020. My gosh. You got 3 Taurus cards here. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords. Wow. So I feel like if you've been in like a situationship where there hasn't been a lot of clarity, or where there's been lying, a betrayal, or just general confusion, I feel like that does have to come to an end, especially if it's been a long-standing thing. If it's been related to this Wheel of Fortune energy, it's a cycle that does kind of have to end. And I feel like this God of Pentacles is more your energy, sort of. I feel like this is like a mature energy, you know, where you're sort of, because you've been in that Eight of Pentacles energy, you're really like focused on, you know, something real, something tangible, like really being able to provide and having somebody be able to take care of you as well. It's like the sort of intense emotional connections that you've had in the past, I don't think are going to satisfy you anymore. I think that you need something more. And I think that you're going to be a little timid, you know, like this Daughter of Swords energy. She just looks like, you know, so apprehensive. I feel like getting outside of your comfort zone and trying to break these cycles and break those habits is going to be a little bit intense, you know? But you have literally 2 of the Taurus cards coming out here together. So I feel like I have to mention, I wasn't going to mention like zodiac signs specifically, but you have the Hierophant and the Empress card here. So you may be dealing with the Taurus. But also what this means is, like I'm saying, like a more tangible, grounded energy here. If you want something, if you want like real commitment and you want real, true, unconditional love, these things are totally available to you in your love life this year. But you are going to have to release and let go of something that's not healthy for you, that's not good. You are going to have to be patient and trust that whatever is meant for you is coming, you know? You have to really have faith in the universe. Both of these cards here are about patience and having faith in the universe and really trusting that your path is your path no matter what, and you're walking it, you know? So with the 2 of Swords, just don't block off your heart, but also don't feel like you have to play on anybody else's terms, or, you know, conform to other people's like methods of communication. If it doesn't resonate for you and people aren't willing to meet you in your energy, or at least compromise, I feel like you're not really going to waste time on that. I think you're going to be extremely discerning, and if you need to cut energy out, you're going to do that. If you need to cut somebody off, you're going to do that. Especially if like you're specifically waiting on somebody to come back or to come through or to step up in some way. I think that you're going to kind of, you're, at some point it's just not going to be enough for you, and what is going to be enough for you is something more along these lines of the Hierophant and the Empress. You know, you already had the Emperor energy with the other deck. Like this is a time of you really establishing a foundation and building something real, something solid, something lasting. Especially if you want a family, if you want, you know, that feeling of home, that feeling of comfort that's been coming through this reading in different ways. You have to give that to yourself first, and you have to know that you deserve it, and you can't settle for anything that isn't that. Hold out for the best. Okay, so bottom of the deck is intuition. So this is about, you're already probably an intuitive person being a Pisces, but this is really about acting on your intuition and trusting it and, not ignoring it, especially I feel like these first two cards out here, trust your own understanding and make a decision. I feel like, there's been a situation here maybe where you've let somebody talk you out of your decision to leave them or to you know, move on from something. And if it's not a person, it could be a job, it could be a living situation. It just could be something really toxic. And I feel like you really do have to trust your intuition. You have to trust that your own, like the knowledge that you've built up. And your intuition is enough evidence, honestly, to make a decision and to embrace what's really truly meant for you. You also need to be gentle with yourself because you are experiencing a lot of rapid, you know, growth here and ascension. And, if other people aren't coming along with you, you may feel kind of guilty about leaving them behind. So you just have to have compassion for yourself in that situation and know that choosing what's best for you is not selfishness. Like, no one's going to be able to take care of you the way that you can take care of you. They can only take care of you as well as you take care of yourself. And that's really, really important. Otherwise, it's unequal. That's what creates toxic relationships and situations. So, I feel like this is going to be a year where you're going to be kind of tender, emotionally. And you really do need to be gentle with yourself and you need to allow yourself to fully heal. See, inner child. There is some inner child healing that needs to be done here. Um, it can't be put off. Like I feel like you probably have an awareness of what your wounds are because you do seem to understand the connection between, you know, the stuff that's happening in your external reality and what you've been holding on to inside. Like you understand it, but I think that, with this new divine wisdom that's coming through here, you're able to sort of do something with that information instead of just being like, okay, I know that, and then just moving on and like not changing anything or not making any kind of different decision or just being extremely, extremely passive in general. I feel like this year is about you taking charge more. Like you've been building up that kind of almost like credibility with yourself about like making good decisions or just like taking action in different ways. And whatever spiritual awakening journey you've already been on, like it's going to be a massive, massive expansion when you allow yourself to make the right decisions and be on your path. It's going to involve a lot of creativity and fun, which is great. I feel like expressing yourself is extremely important. You can't hold everything inside. But be really careful when it comes to, this is a very specific message, but be really careful when it comes to sexual intimacy, um, especially casually, or people who have maybe similar ambitions to you. You may be finding, yourself creatively blocked or drained, through sexual activity, you know, and you find yourself not being able to create at the same level that you used to before. So be really, really careful with your sexual energy. It's like directly related to your creativity and the creative projects you're supposed to be working on this year. It's not to say not to have sex. It's just to say like be very mindful about who you're sharing your energy with, and transmute as energy comes in. Like, use it to avoid like getting stuck in cycles of negativity. Very specific message for somebody. because you're meant to do big things. And when people can sense that in you, like even subconsciously, they want a piece of that, you know? They want some of that creativity and that light for themselves, but they won't be able to do what you're able to do. So don't feel obligated, you know? Be discerning. Be stingy if you need to. So we have free spirit. True freedom is attained when one transcends the illusionary imprisonment of their mind. This card represents the need to let go of limiting beliefs you hold within yourself, beliefs regarding who you are and what you are capable of achieving. There are two types of beliefs: beneficial beliefs, which encourage you to grow, and detrimental beliefs, which keep you imprisoned and bound by fear. These core beliefs lie in your subconscious and attract experiences that match their emanating frequency. So if your subconscious holds more detrimental beliefs, it is likely you will attract circumstances to match that energy. Let's talk about that. If you find yourself attracting more roadblocks and hurdles, look within yourself and see what limiting beliefs you hold inside. It is these beliefs that block you from living a more fulfilling life of manifestation, inner freedom, and peace. If you are drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to look deeper within yourself and see what it is that's holding you back from living a more purpose-filled life. Do you harbor thoughts of not being good, worthy, or talented enough? What vibration are you sending out to the world to receive the roadblocks that you currently face? Remember that what you wish for in your life needs to be an exact match to the beliefs that are lying in your subconscious. If they are not in sync with each other, then it is most likely that your wishes may take a lot longer to manifest. What detrimental beliefs have you been holding on to all these years? Reframe and replace any detrimental beliefs uncovered with beneficial affirmation. Just like I was saying, like transmuting, you know, any sort of negative energy, these like limiting beliefs, you know, your wishes coming true, like, you know, being able to heal the wounds that are in your subconscious. Like this message talked about a lot of stuff that we talked about in this reading. So I definitely hope this helped. It seems like you're definitely on track for like a pretty epic year here. Yeah, like you're meant to be a free spirit, but I think that you're also meant to, you know, realize that you are the creator of your reality. And there is like almost like more freedom and structure sometimes. Sometimes you just need a little bit of structure to fully realize your freedom. So, yeah, wish you an amazing year. Happy New Year. If you're interested in getting a personal version of this 2020 forecast for you, please let me know. You can find the information down below in the description box. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.